Welcome to the 2015 G6 Science Championships. My name is Tim. This is a very quick video to show you a little bit more about how the platform works and how it can enhance teaching and learning, as well as being a little bit more about the G6 Championships. So what I've done here is logged in as a teacher. This is what you see when you log in. I'm not going to go through everything now, but to check out the results right now, you can click on the Science Championships here and you can see how they're going. Now, in terms of how the platform works and how the competition works from a student perspective, if you go down a little bit further, click on Go to the Student Zone, and once you've clicked on Science, this is what you'll see here. Now, we've built content to follow the Australian curriculum, and more recently we've built content to follow the New South Wales State syllabus. Stage 6 for biology was released today, and there's a whole range of content that's being released this term. So really exciting times. In terms of how it works, I'll go into the last list I was in, which is speed and acceleration, under stage 5. Now, to give you an example of how it works from a student's perspective, all the content is in what we call a smart lesson. It's called a smart lesson, one, because it's diagnostic, so it tracks everything a student does, where they're getting stuck, how long it's taking them, and secondly, it's totally adaptive. So if a student's struggling with a particular topic area, it'll give them more questions on that area. So to give you a bit of an example of how it works, I'll click on Resume here. Here's the first component of the lesson. All right, so this is an introductory slide. In this case, it's a video. They watch this, and then they move on to what we call fact mastery questions. Now, this is simply drag and drop. I'll click on Submit. If I get it wrong, I get immediate feedback. I got the first part right, but the rest of them wrong. All right, I'll move into the next question. Once we move on to the more advanced questions, like finding acceleration, this is where it gets really exciting. Now, we've built in algorithms that essentially read each line of their working. So if I type in here, acceleration is the change, oops, not times 10. Acceleration is the change in velocity over time. And as you've just seen, it's just gone green and given me a tick. Now, the program will actually look at each step of their working, break that down, and then give them feedback on each step. So it's incredibly clever. If they're using a mobile device like an Android tablet or an iPad, they can actually use their finger or a stylus to write in the answer on the tablet. And then as you'll see here, oh, I'm not very good at this, change in velocity, there you go, and that all pops up here. So they can use a tablet as well, or a PC. Either way, it works really, really well. And actually what I'll do, I'll delete that now. Actually, what I might do is go and use my keyboard again, and I'll just show you what it looks like from a feedback standpoint. So if I go over time, I'll get the, jump back a little bit further. Acceleration equals change in velocity over time. And I'll click on Submit. Now, as you can see here, when a student gets the question incorrect, they don't get their point, but what they do get is immediate feedback on their answer, okay? So they'll see here, the correct working on the left, and then they're working on the right-hand side. Beneath the breakdown of the answer, there's also a full explanation of what the correct answer is, okay? So students are getting immediate feedback on their answers, which is a really critical key piece of the sort of competition, and really helping them grasp more complex topics as well. So that's how it works from a student perspective. Moving right along, what you would have seen in the email too is the G6 Science Championships. Okay, now this is the scoreboard here. This tracks how everyone is going. Already, they've only just started, and they've already answered, or less than 2 hours ago, an hour and 54 minutes ago, they've already answered 2,950, oh crikey, 4 questions. You can see how long it's got till the event ends here. If you scroll down a little bit, wherever you see a little green dot, that means the student is online right now. So it looks like Reese from Barker, well done, 554 points is amazing. You can see a full breakdown of the prize list here. Just by answering roughly 2 hours on the question, getting 500 points will get a student 1 entry in the draw to Space Camp in Alabama. So it's an amazing prize for them and their parent or caregiver. So it's a really great incentive for getting them on board. In terms of how the platform works and how it can serve you, this is an example of when you set a task, which is another attachment I've included on this email. Once you assign a task to students, it'll actually direct them towards some specific content. You can look at who's completed, almost finished, started, and not started that task. It gives you key insights into their learning, so I can see that students are struggling with mass number and what are atoms, and Tom and Vaughan may need some help with this material. It then breaks down the entire lesson into how long it's taken them and where they're struggling and where they're getting stuck. So the reporting really is world class. It's a lot of fun from a student perspective. The reporting is fantastic, so do make use of that. If you do have any other questions, please do let me know. This is the scoreboard here that you'll want to be referring to. In terms of the actual World Championship scoreboard. If we go down a little bit further and click on the Science Championships here, this is the global scoreboard, and it's here where you can see all the schools in the world here. Okay, so if I go to school stats, you'll see that there's 1,526 schools competing, and it breaks down all the prizes and things above here. So all the very best for all your students. It's going to be an amazing event. I'm personally really excited. Like I say, we're here to serve you. So if you do have any questions, then do get in touch. Our support team are on standby pretty much from 6 a.m. New South Wales time right through to 10 p.m. at night. So if you've got any questions, shoot them an email. We're able to respond straight away. And I'm also available to pop into your school if you've got any questions and would like to see me in person. Hey, thanks very much, and all the very best.